Hey everyone, it's Megan Wise with Portfolio Podcast, and we're super excited today. It's our first time ever in our private podcast studio. So what we do here is allow our brokers to rent the space or use the space as needed for whether it's podcasts or videoing or those closings, making that money. So today is welcoming Carly Clifford. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you
Hello.
so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad that you are my first one in the first podcast studio room.
Yes, I love it in here.
I just can't believe that it's been almost a year since we met.
Yes.
And almost a year that you've been licensed.
Almost a year.
So you got started with us about a year ago. You got licensed and then you had a baby.
Yes.
And tell me all about how that got started.
The same month.
The same month of November.
Licensed. We met in November last year, had a baby in
November. So cool that last November you became part of the Wise Group. So not only are we part of Portfolio, we get to see each other and talk a little bit more because of our connection on the Wise Group. And I'm just so fun watching you grow as a mom and grow as a realtor.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the start of getting your real estate license, like how that made, like what your reasons were and all the whys.
So my husband and I, we bought our first house back in 2022. I was 22 years old, wanted to be a homeowner my whole life, and finally had the capital to do it. So my husband and I just jumped right in.
I love it.
Colleague now was our realtor back in 2022. Andy was our realtor, and that's really how I got into it. I wanted to be a realtor when I was young. We would watch House Hunters all the time. I loved it. When my parents moved when I was in high school, they bought a bigger house. We house hunted for quite a few months, and I went with them to every showing. Like, I just loved it. I wanted to do it. So here I am. I just kind of jumped right in.
You did really just jump right in.
Yeah.
Coming from a major textile job and industry that you still maintain,
yes,
you have flexible hours where you dive into this real estate hobby, which has turned into a career for you.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's really cool to watch you, and we'll make sure we put your information at the bottom of the screen so everyone can follow you, because I feel like you do such a great job of getting content out there of really cool homes in Indianapolis. Like, tell me about that passion.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun just looking on homes.com or even reaching out to my colleagues like, hey, what do you have listed? I want to know what you have on the market. I want to host open houses.
Yes.
I really love working with buyers, love working with sellers too, but hosting open houses and just like showcasing really cool properties on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook is a lot of fun just to get that out there and showcase the properties that are available.
At such a ripe young age of 25, you were a homeowner and now you're a mom and you are loving your career in real estate. And showcasing the homes on social media is something that was really hard for like old school realtors to do, but it just comes super naturally to you because you grew up in the social media world, right?
Yeah.
I've seen you like just take your social media to the next level in terms of houses and content and styling, and it's been pretty impressive because you just jumped right in and did it. And I think that's obviously your personality and all the things you do, which is why you're successful. But tell us about when you became a realtor. What was like the first thing you did that was super fun or exciting? Or
yeah, the first thing that I did was just like learning. So first of all, real estate school doesn't really prepare you for what it's like to be a realtor.
That's right.
They don't really teach you what it is you need to do to become a successful realtor.
Yes.
I knew that the Wise Group is the group that I wanted to join from the get-go because I knew Andy so well, and I obviously met you through Andy, and just seeing the success from all of my colleagues, I knew I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be successful, and I knew that I needed mentors and I needed colleagues to learn from because real estate school doesn't prepare you for that.
No, it doesn't.
So that was the most exciting part. Was just learning what to do, learning about what that grind looks like.
Yeah, that's a great point because they don't teach the grind in the school.
No, they don't.
And people are like, oh wait, this is a career that you have to put in work in.
Yes.
Right?
You're an entrepreneur.
You're an entrepreneur, a business owner.
Yes.
And you kind of had that idea.
I did.
And that's why we easily said, can I be on the Wise Group? And we said, for sure. Because you kind of have to know going in it's going to be hard work.
Yes.
And you're willing to do the hustle, you know, with that happy attitude of wanting to do it.
And that's even more so important for me because I'm not from Indianapolis. I don't have family here. I don't have a lot of friends here. Blake and I, we've been here for 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's really like working in real estate has kind of given me that idea of I need to get myself out there and also make friends and build my sphere because I didn't come into this career already having that in Indianapolis.
And I think I've seen you build your sphere through working your neighborhood and going to open houses. And a lot of first-time realtors are maybe unsure about how to get clients, how to prospect, how to build their sphere. But you do really well. You're going to these open houses. You're showcasing them on social media. Tell us a little about like your success in these open houses. That's how I feel like you got started.
Yeah, that really is how I've gotten started. I've been doing them every single weekend for the last month.
So consistency.
So consistency
Yes.
is huge in this industry. I actually picked up my most recent client from an open house. He came in and we just talked for 45 minutes, almost half of the open house time.
I love
He and
that.
I just stood there and talked, and I learned about him, he learned about me,
cool.
and I've become good friends with him and
So
his
cool.
family so far. We've been working together for almost 3 weeks now.
Wow.
So.
That's what I love is like the human connection that real estate provides,
Yeah.
and especially in a post-COVID world where we're all like, you know, I believe dire need of human connection. And you get into an open house, someone's interested in the house and you're already there, and these kind of conversations spark, and boom, you have a new client.
Yeah.
That you get to handhold through the process, and you've already established rapport. And now you're looking to buy a house with him, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're closing next week, actually.
You're closing.
So it's a super quick turnaround.
That's a
I feel
super fast
really lucky.
turnaround. Congrats.
Yes,
That's
every
amazing.
single day, week before last, we were out looking at houses. So he was very motivated. I was
Cool.
motivated to help him, and it was a very quick
Yeah.
turnaround.
Oh, it's always like hurry up and wait, and then boom, then something happens, right? And
Yes.
it's like it's that saying where it's like everyone gives up the 5-yard line. Like just go that one extra mile or a little bit more, and you'll find that success. And when you're getting tired of consistently posting, consistently doing open houses and prospecting, there is reward in activity.
Yeah,
and
it'll
I feel
happen.
like
It
you
just takes
have
some
that.
time.
Yeah, I feel like you really have experienced that in
Yeah.
your first year of real estate.
I have.
That's so awesome. So tell me, with the open houses, you've gotten now clients, and how are you leveraging, you know, going forward? What's your next steps in getting more clients? Is it open houses? Is it FSBOs, expireds? I know you've dabbled in it all. Like, what do you like to do?
All the above. Social media, I've started to get more followers that way.
Great.
Calling for sale by owners, calling expireds. I also created some postcards, so my husband and I have been going around and putting those on mailboxes, and also door knocking and just letting people know, like, hey, I'm holding an open house this weekend. Like, do you know anyone who you might want to be your neighbor?
Yes.
And just putting myself out there.
Yeah.
I really want to try everything since
love
I'm
that.
so new in
Yes.
this career. I'm not new to sales, but I'm new to this type of sales.
sales.
It's a lot more, you know, making personal connections with people. It's a lot more of an emotional process, buying and selling real estate, rather than buying and selling technology for a company. So,
Yeah, very different.
yeah, it is very different.
And they don't teach that in school either.
No.
The emotional journey of the buy-sale process in a business world. And that's where I think Keller Williams Portfolio really hones in on when we do our case studies in our meetings, is talking about how do you handle the emotional component when you have sellers who are on other ends of the spectrums in terms of happy or sad throughout a process, right?
Yeah.
And managing that is a really hard thing to do. But I love that as a newer agent, almost not brand new anymore, but you are not afraid to do all the things. So call for sale by owners, call expires, door knock, go to open houses. And those are things that people, or even post on social media. There's a lot, all of those things will bring you activity and bring you clients, and if you do them consistently. But people don't want to pick up the phone because they don't want to hear no, right?
Right.
And they think it's weird. But if you call someone with value, hey, I'm listing the house down the street. I'm opening it on Sunday. If you know somebody that would love to buy this house, come and see it. So if you are calling with value, people are answering the phone for you.
Absolutely.
And the door for you, right?
Well, and that's the value that I seek to provide in my job as a real estate agent. I was a first-time home buyer just 2 years ago, and my realtor was so much help for us. We looked at 13 houses in one day.
Wow.
This was back in April of 2022, so that housing market was just insane.
Yes.
The home that we put an offer in on, we were up against 9 other offers.
Wow.
And because of our realtor's knowledge and experience, we won and we got the house, the first house we put a bid on.
That's awesome.
So that was huge for us. It was really exciting for us. We were really, anxious about that process before going into it, but having an expert on our side, we got into that house, and it was very rewarding, and it was a great experience. So I want to provide that.
Yeah, so you've had an amazing experience, and you want to give that. And I love that, because when I go and talk to clients or sellers or buyers, like, what's your last experience with real estate? 7 out of 10 times they're like, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
I didn't feel supported. I didn't really understand the process. And so for us on the Wise Group, we slow down and we do buyer consultations. We
Yes.
do discussions. How do we start looking at houses? How do we search online? Who's our lender? We handhold through the process, whether you're a first-time buyer or not.
Yeah.
And I think that when you slow down and make sure that your clients understand the process and not just assume they understand, that's really where the magic is, and that people are living their lives. They have kids, families, work, jobs, and then you throw in a buy and a sell. It can be very anxiety-inducing. And and even if you were experienced, you might forget. Rules have changed, laws have changed, and so being thorough and understanding the process, and then the contracts and explaining them, and then on top of it, you have to handle the emotions that goes into all of it.
And communication is key.
Key, right?
So one of my buyers I'm working with right now, he told me that that's why he's working with me.
Yes,
He's an older gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
He owns multiple properties, and he has a lot of folks in the real estate industry that he knows. He's also a commercial real estate investor, so he has friends on the commercial side and folks that he's worked with historically. But he met me at the open house and we just hit it off right away. And he told me, I love your communication.
Yes.
I love that you're taking the time out of your day just at the drop of a hat to come out here and show us houses whenever we want to. It's really about the communication and being available.
It's so true.
And people really appreciate that.
That's so true. And I think in the beginning, it's hard to want to say no to people and say, hey, can we see this tonight or tomorrow? But that kind of service, providing them, if they're really excited to go see something, making your schedule happen so you can. People always think real estate is so by your schedule, but really it's by the client's needs, right? And you have to be flexible. And if you're too black and white on a schedule, that can hurt, especially if you're working with buyers in a heavy market, right?
And that's another reason why being part of a team, a real estate team, is so important, because if you're not available to show your buyers, you have colleagues who likely will be available.
Yeah, we have that text thread where, hey, who can show, I saw it the other day, who can show at 4:30 on a Sunday? And two different people are like, I can. And it's so nice because you know them, you trust them, you know they're going to meet your client. They're not stealing your client, they're doing it for kindness out of their heart, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
And we're all here for each other.
We really are. Tell me a little bit, I know you didn't really explore other companies, or did you?
No, not at all.
I didn't think you did. That's okay. I wouldn't have either. But you knew you had an amazing experience, slam dunk experience with the Wise Group, and then you wanted to become, fulfill your dreams. And so it's so cool that you are here. But now you are, engulfed in the portfolio way, in the culture. Tell me a little bit about that, what you like about that.
Yeah, it was never any question whether or not I would join Keller Williams portfolio. That's all it was going to be.
Yes.
I have a personal connection to folks on the team, so it just made sense. I didn't want to spend time looking elsewhere because it would have been a waste of my time, honestly. I had a personal experience from being a buyer and a seller with the portfolio team, so it just made sense when I got my license that I would join the team.
That's fair. And I think when you go through the class, you had just gone through that experience. You're like, whoa, this class is nothing like what real life experience is.
It teaches you a lot of essential things. You obviously need to know a lot of that information as a realtor, but the process, and I think the process is different for everyone too.
I do too.
There are a lot of different doctrines of real estate that different people will teach. Some people are more focused on buyers, some people are focused on sellers, some people obviously go into commercial real estate, which is very different from residential real estate. Very different. So it just depends on which niche you want to go into.
Yeah. And it's always a learning curve. Every year you're learning, every transaction you're learning.
Yes.
You have to be growth mindset to be successful in this career. What are you looking forward to, in your future? What's your goals with this real estate career?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning just more about the process, working with more buyers, working with sellers, just having more experience in this career. I'm also really interested in real estate investing, so short-term investments, long-term investments, different sort of, there are obviously a lot of different ways that folks can invest in real estate. So learning more about that and having more clients and just getting more experience. I'm 1 year into this, so it's only up from here.
And you don't hate it. Yeah, you don't hate it. You love it, don't you?
I do.
I know you do. And you can see it and you can feel it, and your clients feel that in the open houses, and they know that you care for them, you're genuine, you're able to answer questions. The communication is key. I always say constant quality communication.
Yes.
Because even if there's no update, you're like, hey, there's no houses that hit today. There's no update.
Yeah.
They need to know that you're plugged in and caring about their journey. And I think that is part of where success lies with managing the emotional component of a real estate transaction.
Definitely.
And there's some magic there that I think that we teach as a high level in our group. And I'm just so proud to watch you because every month you just go up and up and up. Like you said, you're only going up from here.
Yeah.
You have several deals under your belt now.
I do.
In your first year, you have a brand new baby.
I do.
He's not a baby anymore.
No, he'll be 1 in November.
1 in November.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. And just want everyone to follow your journey because your social media is really cool. And I'm going to blame because you're so young. At the ripe age of 25, like Facebook didn't come out until I was in college, right?
Right.
So you that's all you knew was Facebook was a thing, right?
Yes.
And it's an old person thing now, isn't it?
Well, there's Instagram and
There's
TikTok.
TikTok and all the things.
I'm sure there are a lot of other social medias that I'm not even clued into.
But yeah,
it's
it's good to just pour into a couple and see how it goes.
Yeah.
So and I love that you're interested in investments. Obviously, a portfolio is always interested in investing, and that if you do it for yourself or teach it to yourself, you can also teach to your clients, and you can open that door to like. Portfolio is a place where I can plug and play. I know my money's getting watched. I know I'm getting taken care of.
Yep.
And I know that a portfolio realtor is using my money as if it's theirs and protecting it.
Yep.
And so it always will make an investment because happy clients are the best referrals, right?
Yes.
So, well, thank you for joining us and being our first one in our studio. So that's really cool.
Thank you.
And congrats, almost a year. Well, let's keep going. Sky's the limit,
fast.
right? Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Follow Carly. I will drop her Instagram name at the bottom. She does a great job on social media and just see where she goes. Her first year, she's already crushing it. And if you're new, you'd like to understand why our newbies are always crushing it, give us a call. And thanks for watching.